Ramps were lowered July 21st on Omaha Beach, France, beginning the 28th Division's combat history. I was one of the thousands that struggled up the steep hill, dotted with white wooden crosses that represented a portion of the 29th Division.
On the third day, Hill 210 fell, and now we had a pretty good idea of what combat really was. I lost my section leader, squad leader, corporal. Of our squad of 7 men, 3 remained fit for combat. I can't describe the bloody mess of men, tanks, and equipment.
We left from German towns a few miles from Vosenek, where we stayed in the basement of a house. The night we left, an airburst killed a man just a few yards in front of me.
The woods were dense and artillery fire was heavy, but after 3 days in the snow, the Jerrys were cleared out. The Jerrys had butchered the civilians, and some were murdered in their chairs. One pregnant woman had her stomach cut open.
We pushed on doggedly from hill to hill while the Germans held the high ground and shelled us pitifully. My best buddy was killed by a sniper that day. We became so short-handed we had to borrow cooks from the headquarters. The following day, while crossing a field, enemy mortars killed a man right behind me.
The snipers fired continuously. The men grew weaker. Every day one would leave with combat neurosis because his nerves were shot.
My buddy jumped into a shell crater next to me, and another jumped down on top of the small hole I took refuge in. I looked up and saw a big shell coming. It killed the boy laying on top of me, and the concussion knocked me dizzy. I saw the worst of combat there. I had seen men cry and men die.
5 of my buddies were in a well-camouflaged hut a few yards from my hole. The tanks began firing armor-piercing shells, and 4 of them went into the hut. There was no cry of pain or moaning from the crumpled hut, but I knew my friends were gone forever.
This is Kyle Hunter
And Elijah Fleming of Don't Mean Nothin, Uncensored Stories of War.
This Memorial Day, we honor and recognize armed service members who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation's freedom.
As Americans, we feel it is our responsibility to keep their memory alive.
And to accomplish that mission, we will continue to share their stories through the eyes of the men that fought alongside them.
To all who have answered the call, we appreciate your service and commitment to this great nation.
And we hope that you have a safe and a blessed holiday with your friends and family.
And ask that you remember why we celebrate.